A letter shows up, sometimes before even having letters testamentary. We buy inherited houses, cash, as is, closing 10 days. And then there's a number on it. Here's the part people don't expect. The number usually isn't insulting. It's close enough to sound reasonable. So I want to show you a real situation, one real house, 3 ways it could have gone, and the actual dollars that the family would have walked away within each scenario. I'm not going to tell you that the cash offer is a scam, because it isn't. Sometimes it's the right answer, and I'll tell you exactly when. But you should see all 3 numbers before signing anything. I'm Paula Aragone, 23 years in Orange County real estate, more than 900 transactions completed, and I'm certified probate real estate specialist doing this day in and day out. I went to law school before I did this, which mostly helps on the court side and contracts and negotiation. This case is a real property. I'm not going to tell you who the family was. It was in Anaheim. Here's the situation. They inherited a home. It was dated, hadn't been updated in a long time, full of belongings. Nobody in the family lived nearby. Market value? Prepared and on market, $1,190,000, and a company mailed them an offer. The offer was $800,000, and I want to be fair about what you actually get because it's real. No repairs. Sometimes they do renegotiate after they do the inspections. You don't have to fix anything. There's no cleanouts. Most of the companies will take the house with the furniture still in it. There's no showings, and nobody walks through the house other than them. So they close escrow quickly, 10 days, sometimes 14, and it's done. Path 1, the family walks away with $800,000. Clean. $800,000 minus the commissions, minus the closing cost, whatever needs to be taken. The difference and the gap is their profit. That's the entire business model. They buy below market, they resell it, or they rent it, and the gap is their margin. There's nothing sinister about that, but it does mean one thing you can argue with. A company whose whole return depends on paying less can never also be the highest bid. That's not an opinion about anybody's character. That's arithmetic. And notice the other thing. There is one of them. One offer, one number. Nobody's competing. Path 2. This is the one almost nobody knows exists. It's the reason I made this video. You still fix nothing. No repairs, no staging, no painting. You don't even clean it out if you don't want to. The house sells exactly as it sits today. The only thing that changes is who gets to see it. Instead of the one investor who mailed you, it goes in front of hundreds of them. Plus, every buyer looking for something to renovate, and they bid against each other. As is, on the open market, that house was worth $950,000. Now the subtractions, all of them, same thing. And you can still close quickly. $950,000, no repairs, nothing, no staging, nothing, which leaves you with a lot more money. Same amount of work as path 1, which is to say $950,000 sales price versus $800. It takes longer, call it 30 to 45 days instead of 10, as you put the house on the market and you let it exposed. You still close fast. Nobody in that family lifted a finger, and there's $93,000 more in the estate. It takes longer because you have to put the house on the market, and you walk away with an additional $150,000. That is the entire difference between buyer 1 and the market. Path 3 is what actually happened. Now, we do the work, and here's the part that changes the decision for most family. You don't pay for any of it up front. You don't do anything. We do it all. Full estate, clean out, repair, staging, rekey. On this property, that was $53,000 of work. And it came out of the proceeds at closing, not out of the state's bank account, which is usually the thing families generally cannot do. They are asset rich and cash poor sometimes. They don't have the time or the money to prepare the property. We prepare the property. The property sold for $1,190,000. That in itself, it's a huge difference. Even if you have to wait a little bit, even if you pay commissions, the preparation paid at closing leaves you with a $1,190,000 sale. Do the math. Those $53,000 in preparation made the house go from $800,000 or $950,000 to $1,190,000. That's real money. That is money that the beneficiaries can use. Those are thousands of dollars more in the pocket of those beneficiaries. Same house, same month, 3 numbers. Cash offer, $800,000. As is listed, $950,000. Repair value, $1,190,000. Now, look at the middle one for a second, because it's the one that matters most. Path 2 took exactly the same effort from the family as Path 1. Nothing was fixed, nothing was cleaned out, nobody flew in. The only thing that changed was that more than one person got to make an offer. More than one person got to bid on this property. And they got over $100,000 more for doing nothing differently. That's what competition is worth on its own. Not staging, not repairs, not my marketing, just more than one buyer. Now I'd tell you when the cash offer is the right answer. And I meant it. There are 3. 1, you have a real deadline, a foreclosure day, a reverse mortgage coming soon, a lien with a clock on it. When days genuinely matter more than dollars, take the certain offer. That isn't a compromise. That's the correct decision. 2, the property can be financed or insured. Some conditions rule out ordinary buyers entirely. That narrows you to cash regardless. Although even then, you want more than one cash buyer looking at it. We did that with another property. Only cash offers, and we got 17 offers. And $180,000 more. 3, privacy. No sign in the yard, no listing, no neighbors knowing. Some families want that. And it's completely a legitimate reason. It just costs money, and you should be choosing in knowing the number. If you're in one of those 3 situations, I will tell you, go for it. And I'll still help you get more than one offer instead of accepting the only offer. One more thing, and this is the one I want you to hear if I were the executor myself. This isn't only about price, it's about you. As the personal representative, you have a duty to the estate and to the heirs. Taking a single unsolicited offer without ever putting the property in front of everybody, in front of the market, is exactly the situation that gets questioned later by a sibling, by a beneficiary, or in open court. In a court confirmation sale, that price can be overbid publicly. Under the independent authority, heirs get notice and they can object. So imagine the conversation 18 months from now. An heir asks why the house sold for what it did. Because a company sent a letter is a hard sentence to say. We put it in front of the market and took the best offer. We negotiated all those offers. That is the answer to say. You want the second answer. It protects the estate and it protects you. So here's what actually I'd like you to do. I'm going to make it easy. Click the link below, send the 3 things, the address, the rough condition, and the number on that letter. That's it. I'll run these 3 columns on your actual house, your actual numbers, and send them straight back to you. No cost, no obligation. I'm not going to chase you. If the cash offer wins, I will tell you it wins. Sometimes it does. But you should see at least all 3 numbers before you decide. Because right now, most executors only see 1. And you don't have to take my word for how that works. Every review I've ever received is 5 stars. Every single one, linked below. If the tax side is what's actually on your mind, whether you owe capital gains on an inherited home, there's a separate video on the step-up-in basis, link below as well. Most families are worrying about a bill that they never get. We do as much as you want us to do, or as little as you want us to do. Either way, it goes in front of hundreds of buyers, not one. The end result is always the same. Get you the most for your home, for your inheritance, even if cash as is. Click the link below or call me directly. Either one takes less than a minute. I'm Paula Aragone with Aragone & Associates. We maximize value and minimize stress. Strategy is what we do. See you in the next one.